This is the Shawn Yankey Show.
And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Today, we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack.
This episode of the Shawn Yankey Show is being brought to you by the support of viewers like me. We realize the importance of independent media and truth in this time of mass deceit and propaganda. We have decided to fight for and support it to keep it alive. You can help us in this fight for truth. Contribute at patreon.com/Shawn Yankey. Thanks for coming to the show. It'll begin soon.
Hey everybody, get in here. It's time for the Shawn Yankey Show. I'm Shawn, and I didn't make it to the chair in time. 2 minutes is just not enough time. You know, we really need to write, whoever's in charge of correspondence needs to write StreamYard a very wordy letter about how 2 minutes is just not enough intro time. Let me say hi and get started. Let's see. Lolly's first. Lolly got first tonight. Hey, Lolly. Helen's here. Joan. Good to see y'all. Lee's here. Gwendolyn. Hey, how are you? Lee. Danon. Oh, that's Lee on 2 platforms. Will's in here. Hey, Will. Man, I've been watching your drums videos. I like that. That's nice. So how are you guys doing? How is everybody feeling? It is very quiet in here. I don't know why sometimes I realize how silent this room actually is. What's weird about that is eventually it'll be more quiet because there's background noises and shit. And when I finally get it all soundproofed up, there won't be. The LaGrange, Kentucky thing. I grew up near there. Not that far from there. We went through there all the time. Well, yeah, kind of. And Dana's right, though. Smash the buttons. It really does help us get out and reach more people. And it tricks the algorithm into thinking something really exciting is going on. And then it makes it think it needs to show more people. Hey, Diane. Ron's here. All right. So tonight on the Shawn Yankey Show, we talk about conspiracy theories. It's Conspiracy Theories and Chill Night. Excuse me. It's one of the oldest segments of this show, actually. Been around forever. And I've noticed that, you know, I've done many different things since I started streaming and doing regular little shows. Matter of fact, the first regular little show I was doing was the Daily Burn. That's what led to this show. So that was political. It was completely different. And it was all about Bernie Sanders and the political movement and progressive politics, all of that. That's all it was. That's all it was. And then we started this, brought back a lot of old things that we used to do, like the rant show. These all used to be individual shows, like Yankey Rants, Conspiracy Theories and Chill, and Hindsight News. These were all individual little shows I would do. And just brought them all into one and made this show. But I've noticed that, now that I take it serious and I've started to be more professional about it and move forward in a serious way with it and put myself out there to be on other people's shows and, get in that circle. It's weird that even though we do 5 different themes, we do a lot of different things on this show, talk about a lot of different things, I'm always labeled the conspiracy theory guy. And I know that that's just the easy way to label anyone who thinks for themselves. Matter of fact, they're putting out mainstream propaganda pieces now about how you shouldn't think for yourself, that critical thinking is dangerous, especially the way that we understand it. We don't really understand how to think. It's dangerous. Probably shouldn't be doing it. And how dare you for even thinking that you can try to think? There's people that are paid to think, good amounts of money. You need to let them do it for you. That's what they want. And then they label you. And I try not to worry about it. I try not to let it weigh on me. But I don't ever really bullshit with y'all, so I might as well lay it out there. It's been weighing on me heavy. Because even though that's a weaponized term, it's effective, isn't it? It get people to instantly dismiss you with no evidence. For instance, I've been being mocked in these certain circles for a good couple weeks now with zero evidence. They don't need any. It's enough that you can label me a conspiracy theorist. And it's not that I don't like fun conspiracies or I don't entertain conspiracies that I maybe even don't fully believe in. It's just that doesn't make anything else or even some of the conspiracy theories irrelevant. You can't disprove them. You didn't disprove any of it. But you feel okay to mock. Because that's encouragement for each other, for them. They like that. Reinforces, yay, you don't think either. High five. This fucker, he thinks he knows how to think. Look at him. Look at him thinking thoughts. Ridiculous. But yeah, that's what they label you. It's unfortunate because then that way no one wants to listen. They're like, oh, I can't. You're like that Alex Jones guy. No, Alex Jones is a plant, a disinformation agent. He's there to make anyone else look ridiculous. They equate ripping off your shirt on air and screaming and spitting all over the camera with conspiracy theories. That's what he's for. A convenient tool. Lori says, if Melody goes to jail, she blames this community. Which community? Specifically. Ron says, has anybody heard the new conspiracy? That Bill Gates is evil. Not him. No, please, Jesus, say it ain't true. Oh, it's true, brother. Bill Gates is a literal supervillain. I mean, look at what he's doing. Buying up all this farmland and resources and power in the medical industry and vaccination and all those things and health in general and influence. It's ridiculous amounts of power. He's exactly like a supervillain. And yeah, look, the one in particular that really has it in for me. And I'm kind of anxious to see the video that they plan to make. Apparently there's a video coming out about me. I'm sure it'll be very flattering, but anyways, he considers himself an anti-truther. And look, I'm telling you, they think this is a good thing. I'm going to attempt to explain it. I don't know how. I'm going to try. But yes, if you think for yourself, if you entertain anything that could be labeled a conspiracy theory that's not officially mainstream approved, stamp of approval, then you're a truther and he's out to destroy you because you're dangerous. I knew I was going to do a shitty job. It makes no sense. But he's anti-truther, which, as Joan has explained over and over again, means that you're a liar. But what he thinks is that truthers are actually spreading falsehoods, I guess. I don't know. Oh, okay. Here, I caught up now. Lori says the truth community. Now I'm confused. In what way? I feel like it would sidetrack, but yeah, I need more information. Bill Gates, it's crazy, look, right? Because he has no qualifications to really be speaking about anything that he's talking about. Yet, he continues to be the global expert on almost every topic. It's pretty weird, you know. I agree, CJ. I agree. Well, look, listen. I'm trying to figure out how to segue into this because ever since I've made this little toy, I have not figured out how to properly use it. So since I've already dumpster fired it, I want you to tell me if you think we should even keep it. What I'm about to play for you is the intro for tonight, the little mood setter to get us ready to talk about conspiracy theories and kick that around. And I'm wondering if it's something we should make a regular thing. I think that it's kind of fancy and it makes it seem more of a show and gets the mood set. Plus, we used to use the song Mr. Crowley a long time ago when we first started this show. And we couldn't do it anymore because of copyright strikes. But I figured out if you use a cover version, you can get away with it. So for multiple reasons, I made this. I'm going to play it real quick, and you let me know if you think it's something we should incorporate permanently. I may even make one of these for every night's theme, to get it ready and make it classier and neat. But here we go. right? I think it's cool as shit. But look, every time I've tried to segue into it, and I don't know why I always have to point that shit out, but I fumble it every time. Every time I realize I want to do it and I'm ready to do it, and I don't know how to get into it. Diane would love to know more about Melody's situation. I can attempt to discuss it, but I know very little. And honestly, I don't think anybody would like my views on the entire thing. So I've kind of been like Bennett and I ain't in it. You know what I mean? And I hear from a very reliable source, and I like information from this source, that there is a page and a post, and I think there's even a GoFundMe that people can participate in. So, but you know, there's 2, 3, 4 sides to every story, and I don't know what's going on fully, you know. But we could always have Melody on. Melody has been on before and is a friend. So maybe she'd want to come on and talk about it. Like I said, I would need more information before I would even be able to comment. Anyways, hold on and get us back on track. So Friday night, as you know, we have guests on Fridays. This Friday night, it's Philip Polk Palmer. And he's a returning guest to the show. He's been on the Shawn Yankey show a couple of times. But it was actually the first time we ever met Philip was on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. That's where we first met him. Philip is a Bigfoot hunter. He goes out and seeks them, tracks them, studies them, has for a long time, and gone on many expeditions to seek them out, and has also had an experience with one. So he's a fascinating guest. I can't wait to have him back. But it got me thinking, to set the mood, get us ready for Friday, that we should talk about some like more of the paranormal type conspiracy theories and kick those around. You know, anything that's got to do maybe with Bigfoot himself. Like if Nissa's here, Nissa always wants to talk about Bigfoot. That's actually why I reached out to Philip in the first place, was she would always, I want to talk about Bigfoot. And I'm like, well, I didn't want to do it wrong. And I knew nothing about it. So I was like, I want to treat it right. That's how I like to do every topic. And, you know, I didn't want to just be like, hey, there's a Bigfoot and I don't think that he's real. I wanted to get somebody on who, you know, could present some better evidence than that. And that's how we met Philip. So I'm looking forward to having him back, because with this time, we're going to focus just on paranormal. Last time he was on, he was part of a panel with Gerard Kenyette Hay, and it was great, but he was kind of out of his regular element, you know, in the group form. We all were. It was my first attempt at a group panel anyway. I thought it went really well, but this time we'll get to focus on more of his wheelhouse and his expertise, which is the paranormal type stuff. So I thought that'd be neat if y'all want to get into that. But Ron's talking about a cartoon about what would happen if Batman died, then Superman and a few others, and lo and behold, the other superhero is Bill Gates. And there was a similar. No, we're talking about the same one. We're talking about the same one. It was making it look like if there was no Bill Gates, and they equate him to all these different superheroes. That's how it would be. That the world would be such a horrible place if you just took away Bill. That is how great he is. And that's what they're making cartoons for little kids about that. Now, see, I do too. Paul had a really, really neat theory about that was more specific than that about Bigfoot. But, you know, again, Philip could do a better job of explaining it than me. But there's evidence of these interactions, people seeing things. I'm only focusing on that one bit of this. There's other pieces that Philip will tell you more about, like, structures that are built out of big logs he talks about and different things like that, or things left out, arrangements of different rocks or twigs and stuff, etc. I'm talking about the sightings, the physical sightings. There's too many that match, and it's hard to ignore. And when you factor in that I don't know everything, things are definitely hidden from us, and they discover new things all the time. Could be, if you factor in the interdimensional being part of it, which there's evidence for as well. There's declassified documents that talk about interdimensional beings. This has been around for a long time. I don't know what that's about, but it was funny. Oh, wait. I think we're talking about Melody. Look, I really don't know anything about it. But I can attempt if that's what y'all really want to talk about. Ron says, does anyone really know if he has big feet? I think he does. I think it's pretty universally agreed upon. But I will bring it up with Philip and ask him. Because it may just be like a nickname. May have nothing to do with his feet. He may be average size feet. Mark has had an interaction with Bigfoot. He's huge. The one that Philip says he saw, he said was about 6 foot tall. He said it wasn't really that tall. Maybe it was a baby. CJ says he has a friend who lives near him who claims Bigfoot and his family live in the woods that I hike in. He has a YouTube channel called Man of Light. Specifically about this topic. Look, like I said, Philip's going to talk about some really cool things. That's actually a great episode of Conspiracy Theories and Chill. It's still up on the YouTube channel. But he talks about multiple encounters, different things. But one physical encounter where he stood, face to face with one. And he describes that. But there was also another time where he messed with him. A particular story where him and his wife were in a cabin when they were out on a hunt of these Bigfoot. It's interesting stuff. Mark seems to know a lot about its feet. Mark says 4 toes and a dew claw. What's a dew claw? Is that like a veterinary, technical term for that little claw in the back part of a dog's paw? And then Gwendolyn brings up a good point. Where are the dead big feet? Where are they? That's an excellent point. Unless they bury their dead and remove the remains to cover their existence. Or again, if you factor in interdimensional beings. I don't know. It's neat. Tonight I just thought paranormal stuff just to get us into our visit with Philip. But another fascinating one is about the skinwalkers and these shape-shifting beings that are seen in a specific area. There's other stories of different beings. I think these all are part of the same family and intertwined. They're interdimensional, though. That's what I think about them. Mark says that they may eat their own dead. That's culture? Whose? I don't know about that. That's weird. Lolly's right. You know, I wonder. I almost said a big feet would make good eating. I don't know, though. I don't know that it would. Richard Pryor is a hero. Hashtag hero. Jones says too, maybe they eat their dead. Maybe they do. I never heard of that, but it's possible. But no, seriously, I was looking up stuff just because we're going to have Philip on. And I was reading a declassified FBI document, and it goes into descriptions and talks about different things like their crafts that they travel in, that they carry crews and are driven by remote, and their mission is peaceful, it says. The visitors contemplate settling on this plane. And these visitors are human-like, but much larger in size. It goes on to say they're not exactly as like Earth people, it says, but come from their own world. So they're not from here in any way, not from the future or anything like that, from a different world. They don't come from a planet as we would use that word, they say, but from an etheric planet, which interpenetrates with our own. So it's weird, though. There's many of these. So it says that the bodies of the visitors and the craft automatically materialize on entering the vibratory rate of our dense matter. This is from an FBI declassified document. It's just weird. And you find a lot of examples like this. So it's hard to dismiss. That's what I'm saying. When you start looking, even a topic that, like I said, when it first started coming up, I was like, I don't know how to cover Bigfoot. When you start reaching out and you open yourself up to the possibilities and allow yourself to look at it, you start finding out, well, okay, there is more here. And especially you find out that there's these people are I realize there's crazy ones in every group, but for the most part, good people that actually do have some evidence. If you would listen to it, it's kind of compelling and fascinating. So well, they're already saying they're going to disclose certain things. That they actually gave themselves 180 days in that last COVID package they gave out, the little handout they gave us to disclose all information that the government has about UFOs and aliens to the people. So yeah, I think they are going to be telling us some stuff. It won't be the truth, but yeah, they'll be telling us some stuff because they're just not denying it anymore. You know, like they had that footage the military released even of them chasing and pursuing UFOs. And then you're seeing a lot of more news stories about it, pilots speaking out. Yeah. So I think so. I think that's what they're getting us ready for. It's always, they always predictive programming, you know, and get the narrative, prep the narrative. So that's what it looks like to me. Is some disclosure coming. Mark said when you lived in the same place for 10 years and you see someone taller than the stop sign, you know that ain't ignoring me. So I think that last part I got confused. But how tall is the stop sign? I'm trying to imagine now. I've never paid attention, but they're pretty tall. Yeah, I imagine somebody as tall as a stop sign would be peculiar. Mark wonders if Bigfoot could be a biological weapon. You know, because that's something I haven't explored. That's a different thought process to go down with them. Or you could even say, well, if he is an interdimensional being, is he dangerous? Do they mean you harm? But a biological weapon that got away, you mean? Like an experiment, a Plum Island experiment that got loose? That kind of ties into Paul's theory on Bigfoot that that they created him, brought him in here anyway, opened that portal through their experimentations. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. By far. Anybody that doesn't believe that our government is capable of doing terrible things has paid zero attention to the things that our government has done. They're monsters. And that's just the shit we found out about. I'm trying to figure out how that came up, but it's weird. I don't know where it's, so there's a lot to unpack. So let me see. Okay. First off, that's a fear that they use on you to manipulate you. I don't think that's a real fear. I think that's a media constructed fear, you know. And I realize right now there is a caravan that just arrived, but it was kind of invited. Paul was talking about it on the morning yank. We were discussing it a lot. And Biden was like, come on down, come on down, come on down the whole way here. And then as soon as they got here, he started filling up detention centers with them and locking them all up. So it's weird. They were lured here in a big way, but, you know, also in economic ways as well. So I get your point right now. There is an issue with it, but it's something that's always gone on, you know, and something this country was founded on, actually. Not illegal immigration, but immigration. But the capitalist predator system that we live in, that's what gives you your illegal immigration. Because if there weren't jobs, if they couldn't come here and get money to send home and all of this and better their life, then they wouldn't. You know, but why when they raid like a Purdue chicken factory, you know, do they arrest 180 illegal immigrants, but not the people that hired them? Even Donald Trump used illegal immigrants and that kind of labor at construction sites and even in his resorts. So all of them do it. And if they didn't, you go after that, you got to cut the head off the beast. You can't eliminate the problem by focusing on the people, the poor people that are trying to benefit from this situation that was created and is used and profited off of, benefited from by the elites, our real enemy. So I get having different views. Like my buddy Clinton, he is very strongly opinionated on immigration. Big issue to him because he works in construction. Now, I can see how that would make a difference. I just realize whether it is affecting you in a negative way or not, your enemy in that situation is the one that always gets off scot-free. Nobody pays any attention to them. It's these rich bastards who are using this to enrich themselves and creating this situation anyway. The only reason why people would come here is because they're able to do it. So if you don't stop that, you can't really. Well, most have, Aaron. Aaron asked if conspiracies become reality, will people accept them? Most have, and the answer is no. No, they won't. Not all of them. Most of them, actually. Most of them won't, ever. But we don't need them all. Again, we don't. We already have the numbers we need. What we need to do now is teach those of us, and maybe this is what Lori was talking about earlier, teach those of us that are awake and aware how to unite and come together and stop having all these little petty differences and squabbles amongst each other and holding grudges and being mad the second you disagree on any subject, topic, or anything at all. Having to be like, I can never, ever associate with you again because you believe blah. So if we could stop that, come together against our common enemies, we could accomplish a lot. Ron, birds aren't real. I've never seen the bird people. I was looking up different interdimensional beings, or beings we could even call interdimensional, to look for things to talk about tonight, getting us ready for Bigfoot on Friday with Philip. And what was the one Richard Gere made a movie about it. Or was it Nicolas Cage? Shit. I don't know. There was a movie. Wicker Man? No, that's not it. It's not it. No, it's gone. My memory is shit sometimes. You know what? I wonder if I can even. I'm going to test something, Lisa, and then I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to tell you why I'm just testing it. Did I just put it up there on the screen? I'm not going to say it at all, and I'm still not going to say it, even after we start talking about it. We got to learn to talk in code. For reals, y'all. Anytime that comes up, what Lisa just said, anytime I get a correction on YouTube. Now, who cares, right? Me. I don't like that shit. Because look, it's almost every video now. And it's just weird to me. It's that you got to put this disclaimer underneath every video now that word comes up in, which is almost every one. And tell people that it's a crazy conspiracy theory, and they always make it sound super ridiculous, where satanic baby eating pedophiles. That's really how they say it. Now, they're fucking literally correct, but when you just put it out in front of people like that, when you just lay it out like that, and people are like, what? Are you crazy? Baby eating pedophiles. These people are nuts. What you're failing to see when you look at things that way, what these people are failing to see is that they're judging them as people. You're looking at them as equal to you. They're nothing like you, nor do they look at you as a person. They give you zero value. And they're Luciferian and into some deep, dark shit. So, but what they'll do is every video that word comes up. That's weird to me. But that's not the only word. And that's not the only example of that word or letter or even the number being censored and suppressed. But my experiment is, can I put it on the screen? Can it be on the screen? Does the algorithm catch visuals? Because I'm going to try my damnedest not to say that word throughout this whole feed. And hopefully I haven't already messed it up. It's kind of like Fight Club, where, Tyler Durden and the main narrator character were never in the same room at the same time. And they never messed it up. You can watch that movie 50 times. They don't ever mess it up. I don't know if I've messed up. I hope not. Because I want to see if just the visual sets it off. So all that rambling was to say that I'd love to, and wigga jigga jigga. For real, I'm serious. Look, I like that it was so exciting. And I paid attention. I watched it. And, there was some fascinating stuff there. And a lot of truth and a lot of good came out of it. And all day wigga jigga. It always makes, what's what that makes me want to say. I always want to read it out. Anyways, but yeah. Mothman. Lolly, you're the bomb. B-O-M-B. That's it. That's it. Yes. I was looking that up and different things for different stuff to talk about. Sorry, we're all the way around the place tonight. And don't be sorry for reals. For really reals. And I don't even care about the correction tag they put on there. I wanted to do the little experiment. And I wanted to point it out that it's weird that every video they have to tag it with, this is conspiracy theory bullshit. And that's probably why on Facebook, we're on our last strike, right? We're on the fence there. And then they've made it where not that I ever did it, but can no longer monetize, which I didn't even know you could do it, but you can't anymore on our page. On Facebook, and they don't recommend our content, all that stuff. So nothing to be sorry for. Damage is done. I don't know how to behave. And I probably won't even get away with not saying it the rest of the show, but it'll be a neat experiment to find out, because we talked about it for like a good 5 minutes and it was up on the screen. But if you avoid saying the word, I want to try Ty's experiment. We'll see if we get away with it. And Aaron makes a good point. Even if it's all legit and it's all 100% real, a false idol is not going to lead the way. Hero worship's not the way to go. So I don't know. I wanted to see if it would show me what that is. Did a cat walk across your keyboard? Because my cat loves to do that. Especially when I'm writing something. Loves to just wander across the keyboard. And that's kind of what that looks like. But the left doesn't believe in a lot of things. The left isn't even left. They're out of their minds. Well, that's another word you're not supposed to say. But, at least they don't have to tag every video with, this guy's nutty. Nutty as a fruitcake. Mark, what is the train to Eden? What is that? How do I get a ticket? And does it lead me to having diamond hands? I'm trying to get some diamond hands. I think that's funny. I've been following that Reddit page that shut down Wall Street, the Wall Street bets page on Reddit. And I've been learning all this slang, like diamond hands. That's when you're rich and you're holding on to, like they were with holding on to these stocks as they climb in value. That's when you got diamond hands. I feel like that would be exciting to get some diamond hands. That's where I'm picking up that from. I can't stop saying it. And stonks. I love saying that. I actually have a stonk now. I have my very own stonk because I wanted to buy some Dogecoin. So I got Robinhood to a friend. He had a link. And when you use that link, you got a free stonk. So I'm coming up. I mean, pretty official. You know, I'm really doing quite well. I'm up like $2 over the last couple days. Not to brag. You know, just an amateur. Just an amateur. And I am a little brain deficient. Wigga jigga. Yeah. Or it could be manipulation, which is what I think it was. And, you know, could be wrong. Again, I'm not claiming I'm right, but it worries me. And I don't know who this is. I just love putting it up. Please don't be worried about it. I like when it says the show name. I don't know why. I just like putting it up. I think it looks neat. But I'm going to guess. Let me see if I get it right. This is Lolly. Get top fan badges from area health departments from trolling. Idiots. I wasn't sure if I was right, but I'm curious to know if I got that right. I know you weren't talking about me, but you got to admit it was cool to use it at that moment. And I made the best of the situation. I'm just playing off whatever you guys are saying. A lot of times, that's what's weird about this or having a conversation through text. You cannot tell intent through text or written. It's really hard for like one random sentence to tell exactly what someone's intent was. It's hard to tell. Hold on. Is this a real train? Train to Eden. So, this train, which is the future of this country and the rest of the world, is evolution at its apex? Where this train? Where is it at? Where do I get a ticket? How do I ride this train? Where does it take me? It was you, wasn't it? I thought it might be. But yeah, they're ridiculous. They don't care. It's just interactions. You are a top fan to them. They're like, you're great. This Lolly character is fantastic. Comments all the time, interacts, laugh emojis all day long. I love this Lolly. Top fan. It's a real train Mark knows about. He wants to come on sometime and talk about it. I think that would be cool. Hear about the train to Eden. We have a guest every Friday night. This Friday is Philip Polk Palmer. We've been prepping for that all night, talking about paranormal conspiracies and stuff like that. but he's a Bigfoot researcher and seeker. He goes out and looks for them. But then tomorrow night, come back. It's rant night. We're going to rant, vent some frustrations tomorrow night, get that all out. But it's not a good time to pull you in right now, Mark. We're going to wrap up in about 8 minutes. See, I don't know what she's talking about, but I wanted to put that up for just a second. That's probably a good answer for just about anything. I don't know what the question was, though. I've actually watched Mark before. Mark would be a great guest. That would be cool. So I will get in touch with you, man, and we'll hear about this train. Darwinian. What, the train to Eden? What is it? Is that what you're talking about, though? I don't know. What was the Darwinian stuff? And you know what? I'm coming to visit you. You know that I'm traveling the country in the wilderness and the landscape of the nation. Me and Babels. When shit hits the fan, we're going to be traveling badasses. Ron's got a compound. I'm going to be stopping by pretty regular. I know I'm going to have to make ammo pickups and different things. And then I'll have to barter with what I'm going to be trading in the apocalypse, which is cannabis. That's going to be how I barter. No, that's the help me out. Silk Railroad. What is that? That's what it is, isn't it? Something to do with silk. I think. No, I'm wrong. Maybe. I don't know. I'm 50-50. But no, not the same thing. So, is there any other conspiracy theory type paranormal thing you guys want to get into before we wrap up the night? Ron's mentioning something that's, yes, the Egyptians in their folklore had a lot of animal-headed people, but there's a book series by Stephen King, The Dark Tower. Now, I consider Stephen King to be connected in the Illuminati and all of that, and in the know. But it goes into these beings as well and talks about them, and also talks about portals to other worlds and other dimensions. But yeah, I think they're in a lot of different mythologies too. Animal-headed beings. There's a lot of interesting stuff. But that stuff in the Dark Tower series is wild. Area 51 may have at one time had like top secret research and stuff there now, but or there at one point, but I don't think they do now. I think now it's a distraction and diversion. There's a nearby facility that would be more likely to have those things, and other places that would be more likely to have top secret hidden stuff than Area 51. Yeah, Lolly, I think so too. That's right. Silk Road. Although, I don't remember why it's called that. It didn't have anything to do with silk. So I don't remember why it's called that. Takeover. What are you talking about? Look, Ron is a badass. So first off, we don't have to worry about the first part. And maybe you're not Rambo, but I'm totally Rambo. Like, I can't wait to cover myself in mud and sneak up on my enemy. I'm dying to do it, and just, you won't even know I'm there until I open my eyes and just, it's too late now. And Babels is already a badass. So we're totally good. Totally good. And like Ron says, the only two trains that I know of are the Peace Train and Snowpiercer. Now, see, I don't know what Snowpiercer is. Is that a James Bond movie? Right? Listen, we were talking about this earlier. The guy is a literal supervillain. He's buying up food now. That's what he's doing. He's buying up food, not land. Then he'll be able to do what he wants with it, manipulate it, and control it. He loves control, really. Think about when he started buying up all the influence. Are we glitching? It's giving me reason to believe that we're having some technical difficulties, but I don't know. Maybe not. It made me lose my train of thought, though, for sure. I don't remember what I was saying, but it was telling me that we were having a weak signal. I got to agree with being self-sufficient. You need to be as prepared and ready as you possibly can. And that's something I want to incorporate more of in Tuesday night, which is the night we work on ourselves and all of that. So I want to put that in there somehow of how to get ready and different tips on prepping and preparing for what's to come, because I think there is some bad things coming. And you're right, Lolly. Okay, we're not glitching. Okay. I was kind of worried. It's still doing it. It's still telling me that we are. Food preservation. Look, that's another topic that I would love to get an expert on to talk about. I need to find a better way to meet guests and experts and stuff like that. There is a neat little resource for this, for meeting guests for shows, but you need to have an iTunes account. And maybe I could put the show on iTunes. Would people buy this, you think, as like a downloadable podcast? I guess it doesn't matter if they buy it as long as I have a usable link that I could join these different things with. But the more I get into these circles, isn't that kind of what's bumming me out to begin with? Connecting myself with these other shows and these other, producers of content, because, what we do is pretty original. I don't know of any other example of it out there, and so it doesn't really fit with anybody anyway. And if I'm honest with myself, even though I don't like being put in the conspiracy theory box, that's really the best thing to have me on about. Although I do think I make great motivational videos, I'm not exactly famous for motivational videos. I'm popular from conspiracy theories and talking about those. So I get it. It's just, I hate that it's so easily equated with being mentally unbalanced, because that's the polar opposite of what's true. But that's what it's like with everything anymore. Everything is upside down, the opposite of what it actually is, including food. So Mark said that we remind him of a critter chasing a nut. I feel like something's going sideways in the comments section. I'm going to have to let that be. I can't deal with that at the moment, but I think it has something to do with the train. I'm still willing to hear about the train. I don't know how I'll feel about it, but I'm definitely willing to hear about it. But I don't know what nut we're chasing. But you mentioned us chasing a nut the other day. I was talking about something completely different, though, so now I'm confused. Babels is an expert on a lot of things, and she does make fantastic jellies and jams. That involves food preparation. And But she says she's going to make me like, clean and gut field dress animals. I'm not eating meat then. I'm a vegetarian from the time that we become survivalists. I'll just have to hoard and scrounge up really good salad dressing and find good greens to eat because I'm not doing that. Knowledge, better than what? Better than a gun? Knowledge is power. It really is. They know that. And that's the power they feel they have over us is ultimate knowledge. Well, I'm not like super willing to hear about it. I'm just fucking with you. I really don't even know what that comment meant, but like, I probably wouldn't believe in it is what I meant for that to say. If that's what you're referencing, when I said I don't know and kind of trailed off, I probably wouldn't believe in it. It would probably be similar to, I don't know, a lot of different stories I've been sold. Could be a real thing though. I keep asking if it's real, like where I can go look at it and kick the tires a little bit and check it out. See about this train. Go fishing and plant a garden. Is that a good way to be self-sufficient? I think that probably is. To learn to grow food. I was watching a Killer Mike speech. Killer Mike was on a panel and he was ranting and well, not ranting. He was emotionally asking people different questions about how ready are you? Do you know how to fight? Can you defend yourself? Do you know how to use a weapon? Can you grow food? Do you know how? Can you take care of yourself? What survival skills do you have? You're not ready to do shit. Like if you're not up on all those things, you're not ready to do anything. He's right. So we do need to prepare. It's better to be ready and then nothing happens. The train to Eden pulls up at your door and everybody's good and we all go on to happy land. But, I'd rather be prepared for the possibility that maybe that isn't what happens. And Lisa says, grow a garden then. I'm a carnivore. I'll field dress and cook them up. Well, Babels will too. See, I'm going to be very weak and frail, but I'm going to be the storyteller, the entertainer of the village. And people will sneak me meat. That'll be how we change our funding of the shows. Babels just won't give me any meat unless I clean and gut it. And I'm not doing that. I'm very spoiled. And I'm used to going to the store and it's all wrapped neatly in cellophane and I don't have to face what I'm doing. I'm cowardly about it. I'm not that brutal. I just don't have it in me. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So, but people will sneak it. They'll pay me that. They'll be like, great show last night. Here's a hamburger. And I'll be like, you rock. And no one has to tell Babels. All right, you guys. But we're going to be wrapping up real soon. Well, in the next 45 seconds. But come back tomorrow. We do this show every weeknight. We gather at the same time and have a conversation and hang out and every weeknight. So come back tomorrow night. It's rant night. We're going to have a great time venting our frustrations. And then Friday night, Philip Polk Palmer will be back on the show. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
you.